Dawn of the Dead from 1978, directed by George A. Romero. It's the second in the trilogy of the Dead, the first trilogy of the Dead that he made. And in my opinion, it is the best of the three. It has everything going for it. It has 4 likeable protagonists. It has hundreds of zombies, and it has its big setting is a great big indoor mall. What more could you want from that? I will get down to the nitty-gritty first. The acting at the start of the film isn't fantastic. It's very dated. There are several scenes where there was just a cutaway to a certain character, and I felt as if even a minor character could have done a lot better job with the acting than what we got. Saying that, the acting did get a lot better in the second half of the film, surprisingly. I don't know if that's because of the way the film was made or the order in which the scenes were shot. I don't know. The opening to the film, I've always had a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. It's very confusing, and it's you almost don't know that you're in a zombie movie, because the film starts off in this news broadcasting place. That's the only way I can describe it. And people are obviously talking about the outbreak, but you don't actually see any zombies, and it's not very scary. I must say, the opening to Night of the Living Dead was a lot scarier in the cemetery, a classic place. And then we get this other scene with this SWAT team trying to take down this group of drug dealers in this big hotel, and it just comes across as a really cheesy police drama from the 70s. I know the film was made in the 70s, but still, there isn't really much indication this is actually a zombie film. It's only when we actually see a few zombies in this big apartment building we actually think, oh, yeah, the film starts kicking in, and you think, right, yeah, it's actually set in this world. The film does have a really good, bleak, apocalyptic feel to it. I really love that part of the film. There's so many shots in this film that just suggest that the world is just bloody ending, and no matter what happens, the zombies are taking over, and the humans are just, getting eaten alive, and there's nothing we can do about it. The film really sets that up. There's quite a few shots in this film that just it kind of pans away from the main characters, and we'll just see a shot of like a skyscraper where all the lights are going out, and it really just adds to the sense of panic and disorientation that the 4 main characters find themselves in. I really love the opening shot of the mall. I really love that, the shot from the helicopter. I really enjoyed. I think it introduced and set up the whole atmosphere and the whole theme for the film. I really enjoyed that. The soundtrack to this film, even though it's a little dated, I really like it. I really love the soundtrack to this film. I really like the way it's kind of almost kind of light-hearted in a way. There's scenes where the zombies are taking over. There's almost carnival-like music playing for it. I think there's actually got a song called "March of the Dead" that's played throughout this film. I really like that tune. The characterization is a little strange. We have two SWAT team members, and they kind of seem like they're really close, and they kind of banter each other, and they almost kind of bully another character in a way. And at the start of the film, that's what happens. They really come across as quite like they're kind of ganging up on this other guy who isn't really part of their little team. And so we get all that, and then all of a sudden it seems like they're all friends. So there's I don't know if it's the acting or whatever at the start of the film. Like I said, it's all a little bit up in the air, but still, yeah, the characterization was inconsistent. I really enjoyed. I like the feel that we get of the mall, of the big indoor mall. You really do kind of get you don't really get a good feel for it. You really do. I think Fran, one of the female characters, says later on in the film that it's more of a prison than a haven, and the shots we get of this mall really do suggest that. Even though it seems like this really big, grand place, you do get the sense that it's, you know, no matter what happens, this world is going to hell. And once all the characters clean out the mall, we get this montage of them kind of enjoying the delights of the big indoor mall, having it all to themselves. They're robbing the bank, and they're eating all the food they can. They're playing video games. They're trying on clothes and everything. And it does come across as if they're having fun. But we then get a montage a bit later on that they're kind of doing the same thing, but you kind of suggest that it's suggested that they're not enjoying it and they're not happy. And the music and the soundtrack really reflect that. It has a really bleak atmospheric vibe to it, and I really like that. I really liked Roger's transformation into a zombie. I thought it was really well acted. I thought it was really scary. The makeup that he gets, the look of him when he does turn into a zombie is really creepy. One of the creepiest zombies I've ever seen in a film. He really does look creepy, this Roger does as a zombie. No offence to the actor. I quite like the idea that a gang of bikers would come along and disrupt the peace that these people have created here. The bikers break into the mall and they let all the zombies in. And I really liked that Stephen wouldn't allow them to get away with what they've done, and he ended up getting quite angry and he started shooting at them and they started shooting at him, which ultimately led him to becoming a zombie. Stephen's zombie is really cool. It's really well acted. I quite like the way that I like the idea that he would remember that there was that fake wall in the mall that obviously leads them up to where all the other characters are living. I like the way how he leads the zombies in the end towards them. I really I love the big gross zombie eat out at the end, where the zombies finally become a lot more threatening and they attack quite a few of the bikers. They overpower them and they're like, yeah, it's real fun for gore fans. It's really good gory effects that you kind of really want from a film like this. I want to talk about the ending. Actually, I was never a huge fan of the ending of this film. I always found it a little bit too upbeat. I know at the last minute they changed the ending, but to me it always seemed a bit silly that Peter would suddenly decide that he wants to live and just decide that he's going to start doing all these karate moves on the zombies and head off with Fran into the sunset. You don't know what there's no really any kind of there's no kind of resolution for any of it. There's no closure, to be honest. You don't know if these characters are going to survive, and you still don't know to this day, and you just assume that they have. But yeah, I never liked the ending that much. I really love the end credits. I love how the credits play over that music, and it shows the zombies taking over the mall again like they were just at the start of the film. I really love that. Love all that stuff. This is a really classic movie. It's a classic horror film. It's one of my favourite films. I love watching this film. It's better than Night of the Living Dead. I will say, even though I love Night of the Living Dead as well, but Dawn of the Dead is probably the best one. Thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.